uh-ohs, as I would call them.
Uh-oh. 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 Uh-oh.
Because I'm nice.
Is Patrick Melton from NLO in trouble? Yes. Patrick Melton, this is a totally separate topic, but I'll give you the answer. You gave me a $20 super chat, so I'll answer your completely off-topic thing. Yes, Patrick Melton pretty much confessed to a federal crime, and he's unauthorized access, and then he's using his platform to distribute something that he knows came from unauthorized access. Absolutely, he can be in trouble, for sure, if what he's saying is true.
Oh, no. Oh, no. And then think about how important email is to other services. For instance, maybe every time you get a PayPal or Venmo donation, you get an email about it. In which case, it would be very easy for someone to watch your show and your inbox and start to put together a graph or timeline of fake donations. This has ramifications I don't think people understand. If it's true, imagine you were caught having intimate legal conversations. Maybe I have the full, complete presentation memo that Aaron sent over to get his little radio job. I don't know.
So when he says maybe, he's saying he does have it.
Obviously.
Is it a crime? Yeah, it's likely.
Oh my God.
3 days later.
This is members only. Are we in members only? Cheers.
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? So much urine. So much urine.
Oh, yeah, we got a clip.
That's what
we
you
got
have
a
to
clip.
learn. When you're old, you don't pee more.
Doom, doom, doom.
You drink whiskey, you pee a shitload.
Doom, doom, doom.
It seems that as of this moment, the cope, the drama, the everything is never ending ever since Rekieta and his friend, Patrick Melton, also known as NLO, nobody likes onions, whatever you want to call him, Kiwi farmers and other people that aren't fond of his quote-unquote jokes, we'll call them a child enthusiast, and you can find out why if you go over to NLO Patrick Melton on Kiwi Farms, read his thread, and see his own statements, come to your own conclusions on whether or not this is a fair thing to call him. Now, regarding Patrick Melton, he has also incriminated himself in the situation. If you guys would like to get caught up on a bunch of good clips and a bunch of information, you can go check out the video I made the other day. It is quite lengthy, but I promise you it has all the information you need. But as a follow-up here, we want to see what has happened since the last 48 hours have transpired regarding Patrick Melton as well as RekietaLaw, because it seems like more Lawtubers have weighed in on this situation. Not only that, Rekieta had a full-blown spurg out over Nate the lawyer being a cordial civil lawyer, so we're going to take a look at that as well. So starting off first, we have Patrick Melton has decided to put his drunken lame quote-unquote pretending to be upset stream behind a paywall. He says some pretty incriminating stuff, but I guess who archived an offline copy? But guess who archived an offline copy? And yeah, I mean, it's worth noting that even if you do paywall content and even if you private things and you've been the center focus of attention, chances are it doesn't matter, you're going to get archived. At that point, your only other option is to pull a Rekieta and, you know, false flag people, which is something Rekieta has recently been taking that approach of because he's been getting rather desperate. Aaron Imholte also thinks that Rekieta has been getting rather desperate.
All right, let's address something real quick, and then we'll get it out of the way. Here's the deal. Remember when I first had the legal stuff and I said, I can't talk about X, Y, and Z. And if there's like super chats and stuff that mention X, Y, and Z, I can't read them. I'm sorry. There's stuff going on. Same thing with right now. So if you're going to be mad, if you're going to be upset that I can't read certain things, probably best that you just turn it off now. We got to be very careful here. Laws were broken, more than likely. A lot of laws were probably broken. And they've all been, they haven't all been cataloged because we're not really sure exactly how many laws have been broken yet, and we won't, but for a while. But laws were probably broken. There is internet world. There is real world. I certainly didn't seek this out and manifest this and make it happen. This was, as they say in tennis, an unforced error. But most of what happened drama-wise this weekend, I can't talk about. The ball is already rolling on this due to the holiday. A lot of the in-person stuff that needs to be done can't be done until tomorrow, but everything that's been able to be done over phone and email has been done. And I've received further instructions. And on advice of authorities and counsel, I will not be talking about specifics. I will not be talking about individuals. I will not be talking about specific action. What I've been told is that this is remarkably serious. And that if I, want to see a smooth process, and I do, that mum's the word. So my hands are tied. I'm sorry. But I have been instructed by very knowledgeable people that now is not the time to be braggadocious. Now is not the time to be brazen, flippant, cavalier. Now is not the time for any of that. So if you're a fan and you're disappointed that I can't say anything about any of this stuff, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to upset you. I'm not trying to hold out on you. I know that you probably love this show because it's very open and honest and we discuss things here. But please respect that. If you can't respect that, I believe there's too much on the line. I did jailbreak everyone recently, but due to these developments, if you can't respect that, I will have to cut you loose. Just because seeing this through is more important to me than you getting to talk a bunch of shit. But I will say this. There are multiple people involved, and there's a whole lot of hellfire that will more than likely rain down. And we're not done yet. Put it that way.
It is quite an interesting fight between these two individuals so far. We will most likely be getting a copy as well to go over on the Friday show, which will then extend to the Saturday show. We do an amazing show every Friday, every Saturday, 8:15 Central, 9:15 EST, and we don't care about those West Coastians. But seriously, I mean, if you want to stop by, you can. Just do the math yourself. But yeah, that's around the times we go live. And we cover a bunch of stuff that we can't get into these really compressed videos, but it's a good, fun laugh for about 3 hours. You have a good time. But as a really, really quick thing to note about what is in this paywalled content of Patrick Melton that he felt obligated to paywall and hide, it is most likely that RekietaLaw being also in the chat during this time, allegedly, Patrick Melton makes several statements about extorting or blackmailing Aaron Imholte. Either these statements are true, or equally likely, this is another attempt to provoke Aaron to satisfy a narcissist ego. Either way, not the smartest thing to be doing. So now, let's move on to somebody that is smart. And here we have Nate the lawyer. Now, I want to point this out first and make a nice little contrast on professionalism between the Lawtubers and just RekietaLaw as a whole. Apparently, Robert Barnes has been sent to the hospital, and that is why you have not heard a lot of his interesting takes on the matter. So, when somebody goes to the hospital, what does a professional do? Like Nate the lawyer, he wishes him all the best. Nate the lawyer says, I know we had our beef, but I want to send best wishes to Robert Barnes, who's in the hospital. Get well soon. We can yell at each other after. Please send wishes to Barnes and his family. Despite Robert Barnes being, I mean, again, not really the most upstanding guy, rather dishonest. He also goes out of his way to pedo-jacket other individuals when he doesn't like them, which is very unprofessional of a lawyer in his profession to be doing. Not only that, but there's just numerous things, numerous character flaws that aren't exactly good faith and just overall bad faith, just bad things overall, all right? But regardless of that, Nate the lawyer is willing to put that to the side regardless and be an absolute professional about this. Whereas Nick Rekieta will not. Nick Rekieta will try to piss on a man's sobriety and hope that something happens to him, simply because he's been critiquing and making fun of Rekieta, essentially, which was something Rekieta would do to just about anyone. Anyone, even if they had issues, even if they had mental issues, Rekieta would get off on making fun of them, you know, in their darkest times. So again, it's just, you know, just one of those contrasts where you're like, oh, well, those Lawtubers are snakes. And, you know, I mean, here's the thing. I've said this before. If you snake a snake like Rekieta, there's nothing wrong. Not only have I not seen the snaking personally, like that is somebody else's point of view if you want to look at it like that, whatever. But at the end of the day, whether it's Nate the lawyer, whether it's Uncivil, whether it's Legal Mindset, whether it's any of these lawyers that have been weighing in, Sean, they have better character objectively than Rekieta will ever have. Okay, they treated this guy better than he's leading you on. If you're still believing the Rekieta filth, where he's like, these people backstab me. Wow, Nick, the biggest backstabber in the fucking game. This is like Keemstar crying about getting, you know, anything bad happening to him when his entire fucking career was made off of this. And we already know how the power game works. I'll go over that in another video, explaining as to why Rekieta called the shots for so long and why it wasn't necessarily a grift on Lawtube's end. It is interesting stuff, and I plan to go over it at a later date. However, again, I just want to get this information out there. So, Nate the lawyer, Rekieta, a little bit of a back and forth here. So, Rekieta goes ahead and actually takes, I don't know, he gets kind of mad, I guess, of Nate being shocked that Rekieta would, you know, wish death on somebody. I mean, that's kind of shocking, right? Not only from a professionalism standpoint, but also just in general, right? But Rekieta says, wow is right, Nate. It's amazing when you think someone is a friend and they publicly proclaim their jealousy of your money. Then they spread a lie about you at the same time. Kind of a shit move, dog. So this, Rekieta just switches the focus from what he initially said about Worski, and he goes ahead and he just goes to attack Nate, going with this weird narrative that it's actually them that's the snakes and not Rekieta and stuff. But again, this is like pot calling the kettle, you know, all this stupid stuff. Rekieta trying to sympathy bait is just fucking hilarious at this point in time. But Nate says, I just think it's either a bad joke or a lack of judgment. I didn't lie about you, nor am I jealous of your success. That must be the coke talking. Focus, felony, drug trial, then Twitter, in that order. And Nate actually did weigh in on this, actually, this entire situation here. And I think Rekieta caught this tweet as well. He says, hey, RekietaLaw, friendly advice. Hacking into the star witnesses' online accounts and publicly sharing it is really dumb. It could be seen as witness intimidation or worse. But you got this, bro. Good luck with the felony drug possession trial. Just absolutely mogging Rekieta here, right? It really is, and it's really shameful to where anybody that takes Rekieta seriously is like at this point especially. I mean, it was for a while, but it's really bad. Even Ethan Van Sciver moving away from Rekieta and stuff, he's trying to save face. Van Sciver was in my chats a couple times trying to say that he had no idea and this is all a revelation. I kind of don't buy it. Neither did the members of the Seni squad and grilled him extensively, but you know, it's one of those things where it's like, even Van Skyver isn't gonna stick by this guy anymore. Like, it's just bad. It's just bad. It's just bad all around. But Rekieta going back and forth. I get credit to Rekieta for this. For once, he's not obsessing over Sean of potentially criminal this time. He's now obsessing over Nate for this one spurg out. So I'll give him that. He's gone from like legal mindset, you know, Andrew, to fucking Sean, to back to Andrew, to Sean again, to fucking Aaron, to not like, I don't know, Rekieta's chasing all these men online, and it's really weird. You would think he had more time to spend with his children, like he brags about on a regular or whatever, because he's a better dad than Aaron, according to him, and all this other stuff, when he's, you know, not getting into Aaron's, you know, Google account, you know. Oh, how could I have ever done that, homie? I don't know, Nick, you tell me. But anyway, Rekieta replying to Nate over here says, "You created the lie and the jealousy, Nate, not me. I haven't seen Coke since May, so it's not the Coke talking. Nice try, though." A little bit of X to doubt there. If you've seen clips of Rekieta that I put out there into my videos, shout out to everybody that's been helping with that, you know, whether it's Lisa, Will Aaron, you know, Third World Aristocrat, of course, Breaking Balldo News, and Kiwi Farmers alike. I really appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to do that, and it is my honor to put things together so that people can just see it. But if you've seen any of these clips, all right, whether in my videos or in those other sources, you'll see that it's a little hard to believe that that's the case. Not only that, but Nick's erratic behavior on Twitter is also not, you know, one of those things you can dismiss as, well, clearly, you know, he's just being cool and quirky and stuff. But no, that is legit, you know, drug addict-like behavior. Somebody that's on the stuff, right? So, again, and if you want to pile on with the fact that it's Nick Rekieta saying it, Rekieta, again, like, I know this term is thrown around a lot on the interwebs, but like the whole "you're a liar," habitual liar. No, this man is the very definition of such. It has all been archived. Again, if you just go to sources such as Breaking Balldo News, if you go to the clip channels themselves, like Elisa, if you go to fucking Kiwi Farms, you can find every single lie he's ever told. And he's lied so much to the point where he is now threatening false flagging individuals. So, you know, it's one of those things where, like, you can't take this guy seriously. He's just completely fucking washed. So anyway, Rekieta goes on to say, "Peace to you. I didn't ask you to lie about me or anything else. I also didn't ask for your advice or counsel, though you tried to publicly use it for personal gain." So then Nate the lawyer says, "Rule 1, don't get high on your own supply. And the people who told me you didn't follow through with some form of appreciation after the streams have now said so publicly. So either they are lying or you are." To which Rekieta says, "Everyone who was on those streams got tons of subs or money if they were on social media. The people who weren't, I reached out to personally. Sorry for the super chats and invites to big streams. I guess it wasn't good enough." So Rekieta, once again, being a narcissist, this is one of the focal points of his downfall. The narcissism and the inability to keep the ego in check because he thinks that he's better than just about everybody else. As you can see, again, it's right there on display. Not necessarily is this a bad thing, it depends. If you let it get to the point of Nick Rekieta, it is a bad thing, and he does deserve an intervention for multiple reasons. But again, somebody like him will never understand, and that's why so many people, even ones that were initially on his side, have now distanced themselves, have gone ahead, and it's become just additionally harder to be able to Balldo guard, so to speak. So then Nate the lawyer says, "Sorry, Coke logic confuses me. Your beef seems to be with the people who claim you didn't come through. You never promised anything to me, and I was grateful to be on your streams. So why are you mad at me?" So again, Rekieta doesn't reply to this. He kind of just fucks off after this. He gets ratioed, you know. So it is. Rekieta actually decides to quote tweet something that wasn't that final statement. Something, I mean, this is kind of why I don't like Twitter spats as well, because it's easy to deflect. I mean, just conversations over text in general, certain people find it very easy to deflect, very easy to try to, you know, it's weird. You recontextualize the conversation or just turn it into something it's not. Rekieta does this quite a bit. I've known other people that are very bad faith and liars that do this quite a bit too, and as you can see, Rekieta's doing it full on right here, kind of just cherry picking whatever he can to make himself look good and to just not be pressed on a situation or matter. It is also another reason why Rekieta does not go into enemy territory. He always goes into people like Patrick Melton, the child enthusiast's chat, in order so that he doesn't get pressed or whatever. So again, Rekieta now says, rocket launching multiple careers with 6 figures income wasn't enough. Amazing. I gave everyone on those panels the literal opportunity of a lifetime for a streamer. I asked nothing in return, which this is the lie. Rekieta did ask for loyalty. The thing with that is that Rekieta's loyalty, or the way he asked for loyalty, is an indirect way of sorts. It's the equivalent of giving you the wink and the nod, or like a mobster saying, that's a real nice house. I'd be ashamed if anything happened to it or something. You know, he did this with Josh previously when he was trying to get Josh to erase certain things from his thread as well as Drexel's thread, I believe. But it was definitely in Rekieta's thread as well. It's just Nick was trying to do this weasel shit as well. And again, whenever Nick does the weasel shit, you can sure as hell expect there to be a plethora of lies coming through. So then, Nate responds by saying, Nick, you did not launch my YouTube success. It was Viva Frey and Barnes. Stop taking credit for what they did to me. You know this, remember? And yeah, I mean, the thing is, the narcissism, man, the egotism. It's one of those things where, like, it's funny, even Nate being humble enough to say, it wasn't really you that launched my career. I'm not going to say I'm self-made. It was Viva Frey and Barnes that did this for me, right? So then Rekieta goes ahead, and more stuff is kind of coming here. Some person said in regards to Nate's comment, so kind of like speaking for Rekieta, says, because of the recent stream airing out what is being said is a lie about Nick promising people compensation, never got it. Even if true, even friends don't air out dirt, period. I like you both and support you both. Really wish we started seeing Nick on YouTube soon on a regular, to where Nate says they have now come out and said they were promised. If it is a lie, it's between them. So I really hate it when this happens too, whenever a third party, like, that has nothing to do, again, there's like an irrelevant nobody, comes in and tries to fight the battles for Rekieta. You know, then Rekieta just weasels and slithers his way. You notice how Rekieta didn't answer this himself? Because Coke Brain, Wet Brain doesn't have anything to refute this. So he needs to wait for somebody else, some irrelevant father, nobody, to come in and just pretty much do the work for him. And then the snake slithers back after he says something. Rekieta says, it's a lie that you needlessly promote it. You didn't ask me about it despite having a direct line of communication to me. It's hilarious that he says this too, because he made fun of Ethan Ralph for doing the very same thing. Ethan Ralph literally did this, and Rekieta made fun of it. Who, by the way, you probably don't know about it because Rekieta and Ralph squashed the beef, right? That's what always happens with these people. Like, they miraculously squash the beef. It doesn't matter that Ralph was threatening his wife and kids. It doesn't matter that Ralph was acting worse than any farmer could ever be towards Rekieta, right? It doesn't matter because Rekieta is a man of principle. He just lets that go away, homie. And he only holds petty, disgusting, stupid, pathetic grudges against certain individuals, okay? Wow, I wonder why that could be, huh? Weird. It's also amazing. I don't even know who it is. So then, you know, classic Nicholas Robert Rekieta right there.
Whoa! It's confirmed, everybody. Rekieta was cocked. Kayla was cheating on him with other men getting plowed. Rekieta's wife was unfaithful to him. All confirmed by April. April tweeted this out. And 6 minutes later, Rekieta made her change the tweet.
No!
We have all the proof. It's all confirmed. Then we got Rekieta admitting to doing cocaine and seeing cocaine back in May. So basically just confirming that what the officers did was legit and that he had coke.
What the fuck is wrong with him?
He's battling Nate the lawyer for like 15 tweets back and forth. Meanwhile, we have Melton snitching. Melton just delivering even more snitching, and then just total despair from Melton.
Well, he's
when he
drunk
realized
as
what
fuck.
he's done.
He cries.
He's drunk as fuck. He's crying. His wife comes in, tells him they can't afford a lawyer for this stuff, that it's over. Melton's trying to cope today and say he was trolling, but this trolling consists of an hour and a half of getting drunk, sitting in silence and crying. So are you just pretending to be in despair and distress? And a retard?
I'm
You're
pretending to be retarded.
Hey guys, you guys are trolled there. I did a 2 hours of misery porn for you.
And then hid the fucking video.
He tries to hide the video behind a paywall.
But it's a troll?
But he got called out on it and then fucking removed it.
Oh,
from
did he
behind the
remove
paywall.
that?
Yeah, now it's back out. So, like, I don't know what to make of it. I'm going to take it at face value and just laugh at him for being a bum. But he's, like, full on, like, just like the star witness. Just like, well, here's more of what Rekieta has. Rekieta has 28 gigabytes of this, and he sent it out to all sorts of people. And, you know, like, who knows how many people have it. And I don't know. It's not looking good. It's not looking good.
Remember,
Legal mindset comes forward and says more like legal dick sucker. He comes out and just says, yeah, they're confessing to felonies.
No hesitation. He's like, yeah, of course what he did was illegal. Like about Melton. Like,
oh boy, I'm never going to get tired of saying this. Breaking Balldo news. kiwifarms.net users have discovered a Facebook post made by Dan Sletta, the stepfather of Kayla Rekieta. The post is an impassioned plea for Kayla to recognize her self-worth, and she must be saved from verbal and physical molestation. It's YouTube. I'm gonna make it unfocusable for the bots, okay? But you can read it. He then edits the post 19 minutes later to remove the accusations of, we gotta find a word for that. But you read it, right? So, again, here we got Dan Sletta. And again, this is a Facebook account. Again, public information. The sun, the moon, all the planets can be seen and those not seen. All the material worth in the universe isn't worth as much as you, not even close. My beautiful daughter, don't let anyone convince you that you owe them something. No one on this planet even has the right to look in your eyes. Now, I want to stop it right there real quick, but as you can see what's highlighted, and I want to see how these things all come together, and it's really making sense. If you remember on Aaron's first introduction to this entire thing, his first interview on the Kino Casino, he did mention this or allude to this being the case of Nick essentially gaslighting Kayla Rekieta and et cetera, you know, all types of things. Now, again, this has not been corroborated as of now. This is a second thing, but that's looking pretty bad because now not only do we, the people, have the perception of Rekieta, because it's very easy to see that he is a gaslighter, you know, and all this other stuff that Aaron had said. Then we had Aaron's account, and now we have, it seems like, a parental guide or parental figure of Kayla Rekieta, our wife, Lady Rackets, as well. There's a lot of shit coming down. This is very, very damning right here. As you can see here in regards to this, and this is our wife right here. And then a Kiwi Farms user right here by Melty Butter says, has anyone caught this? It is incredibly sad. Kayla's stepdad and probable custodian of the kids commented recently on her dormant Facebook account. All the comments are old until these 3 to 4 weeks ago. Quote unquote, if they wouldn't trade their life to save you from perversion, verbal, physical, out of love like Jesus, they don't deserve to be around you. And yeah, it is one of those things where, like, it's fucked up. Right? Again, Rekieta, like, if you want to not be so black, like, I guess, cynical about it and just, you know, try to be a little naive and give Rekieta the benefit of the doubt, you'll think that he's not. But given everything that's happened, you can go to one of my past videos again. That's why I encourage people to look at my playlist, because I have chronicled just about everything that's happened. Thanks to Breaking Balldo News has also made this very easy as well to do it, but I know not everybody has the chance to, but it has everything there. If you go to the divorce arc video, I believe there's some stuff there. You can go check it out as well. But it is really disgusting how Rekieta just lets the mother of his child get raided by his girlfriend, not girlfriend, April, and it's just, yeah, there was even, like, points in that video specifically in my comment section where people like, yeah, this is the final straw. Like, how's Nick letting the mother of his 5 kids or whatever just get fucking lambasted by this whore and shit? And it's like, I can't really disagree with that. Like, again, I don't want a moral frog about it, or anything like that, right? Everybody knows I'm a very gray area individual when it comes to things, and I just think some emotional pleas are a little just overdone and stuff. But in this, like, you know, it is also fascinating because if you look here, right, and Rekieta's latest narrative that he's trying to push, because it's all narrative and propaganda with the guy. Again, it's always been like that, but at this point, nobody's really like looking to defend him, and everybody's just kind of awake now. You know, the fucking infatuation, smoke and mirrors have worn out. But this comment right here is very interesting, and it makes a very good point. He tried to make Aaron Imholte look like he abused April. But again, this is another thing that you will understand. If you pay attention enough to Rekieta, you will understand, you know, he is all projection. He projects everything he does, every single bad quality onto somebody else. This is 100% fact at this point. I have an entire playlist that highlights this. Breaking Balldo News has entire articles, or whatever you want, posts or whatever you want. Kiwifarms has an entire thread that highlights this. Elise and other clippers have entire clips that highlight this. This motherfucker is cornered. Rekieta is fucking cornered like the cuck he is. And you know what he's done, and you know what he's doing, and you know how he tries to deflect and project into other people. The jig is up, my friend. All right, and it's not looking good for the Balldo. But this is just something to keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, so that you don't get swindled by Rekieta the way Vic did, the way other people did, and you don't get taken advantage of by Nick like Kayla Rekieta has, like Johnny Depp, like anybody that Nick has covered and made money off of with their names and their fucking pull. All right, you need to be aware of this information, and you need to spread it to as many people as possible, because we can't let this motherfucker continue to get away with this shit. It's fucking pathetic that he was able to get away with it for so long, and now all we can do is our due diligence to make sure he doesn't get away with it anymore. Switching over to something a little more light, if anything, Nick admits to personal observations of cocaine at the time of his arrest in May 2024, while April admits that Nick was a cuckolded by Kayla Rekieta. Amazing. So Rekieta weighs in, sort of, like says, ask April, which April's ex has been now, for whatever reason. Rekieta says, I was never into either side of the cuck equation, but someone else, ... to where April says Nick would never do that to another because he knows how awful it felt to have his partner do it to him and not have a care in the world what it what it did to him or their marriage. Nick knows how badly I hurt too from being in the same position by someone who claimed to love me. So while this was trying to be like one of those things where Rekieta and April were working their narratives, inadvertently it seemed like she kind of did more damage to his image. So Rekieta says, you created the lie and jealousy, Nate, not me. I haven't seen coke since May. So there you go, admitting that he has seen cocaine in May. There you go. Again, it's like one of those things where, like, what are you both thinking? Can you really blame people for thinking you're on a substance if you're just willingly just acting like that? So where Breaking Balldo News says, RekietaLaw and X, Nate the lawyer, you created the lie and the jealousy. Nate, not me. I haven't seen coke since May. So it's not the coke talking. Nice try, though. Peace to you. I didn't ask you to lie about me or anything else. I also didn't ask for advice or counsel through tried to publicly. And this has been on Ghost Archive. So again, interesting. Then Breaking Balldo News also gets April's tweet. So every day it seems to be something new. And Breaking Balldo News says, hey April Imholte and RekietaLaw, why did April publicly admit you were cuckolded by Kayla and then edit the tweet to remove that admission 6 minutes later? Nick, did you text April to delete it? So as you can see here, the original tweet over here where April says Nick would never do that to another. He knows how awful it felt to have his partner do it to him in regards to cuckolding. And if you can see this right here, edit, just so you know, Nick, I'm not into it either from either side. I would never do that to you because I love you and I give a shit about we should only be doing. So again, right there, caught red-handed in 4K. And you know how Rekieta has been prancing about? Like, not only is he making some really... Okay, let's go over the list. He implicated himself in another felony. I'm not good with the law mumbo jumbo or something, but going ahead and going on multiple places and alluding that you got into Aaron Imholte's account, Google account, you know, not really a good look. Okay, so he does this. Then he gets exposed for knowing about the illegal substances at his place. Then he gets exposed by his own girlfriend for actually being a cuckold. So again, it's like, what exactly are the farmers lying about? What have the farmers been lying about? This has also been one of your main problems, is where you started saying that the farms didn't tell the truth about you and that they made up lies about this, and that, which then later got proven to be completely true. Everything, either by your own words or by just simple actions that ended up landing you in hot water. So again, exactly what did Kiwi Farms lie about? This whole not true thing has just become stupid at this point. All right, you can't continuously say this and then just go ahead and prove them right at every turn, right? It's pathetic. It's, well, pathetic is a pretty good way to describe Nick. But that's been all the updates as of now. Packed them into this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you appreciate it. If you did, please leave a like, share, and favorite. I would really appreciate it. Go to the other videos if you haven't and do the same. It really helps out. Check out the playlist. It's a good place to be. And check out our Friday show. And probably going to be a Saturday show with all the stuff going down. If you would like to join in on the laughs, if you're feeling really froggy, buy a membership. You'll get a nice little red hat, etc., perks, emojis, blah, blah, blah. The works. But it's time to sign off, guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or night wherever you are. And remember, and always remember, don't be a rackets.